What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Previous video we actually went ahead and took apart the whole rear end. As you can see, it's like completely empty over here. So this episode I'm mainly going to be finishing up prepping all this stuff so that it's ready to go back in for the next video. I actually pulled everything out for you guys just to show you what you're going to need to pretty much finish the rear part of your Eclipse if you're ever going to do this. You obviously need the gas tank, so this is a 95 to 99 Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX gas tank. As you can see, it comes with two fuel pump sending units, whatever you want to call them, and it's also missing a wiring harness. The gas tank cover, which I already sanded down ready for paint. You're going to need both sides of the hubs. As you can see, the front wheel drive setup does not have this for the axles, and then with this you'll be able to basically run the axles in the rear. And of course they're connected to the e-brake lines. The big guy is let's see, the subframe, the GSX subframe. The rear sway bar is different to the front wheel drive one, and then I have the remainder of the control arms in there. So the big guy here is the differential. You need to make sure that you get the one that says JFH. This is actually the Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX automatic differential, which has a gear ratio of 3.307, which is what you'll need for the matching transfer case from the Evo, which is going to be an Evo 4 to 6 transfer case. So the only way you can run this drivetrain basically is for you to run that transfer case matched together with this very specific differential, because they do change. There's a non-LSD, there's the manual one, which I have as well, but I didn't need it, and there's this one. So if you're gonna do this, make sure you get this differential specifically. It's the automatic 95 through 99 Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX differential, and of course the axles. So I was thinking about powder coating them or painting these things, but they're honestly in decent condition for being over 20 years old. I already cleaned them all up. This thing was like completely like black and brown, and it's actually silver again, so I'm pretty happy with it came out. The only thing that did need paint is this, which is why I sanded it down. And we're actually going to paint this real quick, and then after that we're going to head out to San Diego and pick up the two fuel pump fuel sending units and the wiring harness from Mr. GSX. I know some of you guys already follow his channel or know him. So let's paint this gas tank cover real quick, and then we'll go ahead and put everything back in the garage and then head to San Diego. And then after I have to go to Rialto, and then with another friend, and then get the subframe bolts that I'm going to need to use for the all-wheel drive subframe, because they are different from the front wheel drive one. As you can see, this is the front wheel drive subframe. It's really small, and this is the all-wheel drive one, which is made to fit the axles and the differential. So I'm gonna put you guys in a quick time lapse to paint this guy, and then we'll head right back out to San Diego and try to get the parts we need real quick, and then come right back to the IE and then get the other parts we need. So let's head out. Alright, so I tried my best on it. It actually looks a lot better from when I started, so now I'm just gonna let it dry. But for now, I guess we're ready to head out. Everything's already in the garage, stored. So let's head out with Mr. Memo, Mr. GSX, and then get the fuel pump senders. Back again.
Get him! Get him! I'm trying to steal some stuff.
That was good.
What up, man?
You ready?
Yeah, bro.
Alright, we got the car out. We're gonna end up lifting it up so that we could have some access to the gas tank, and that way I could also go ahead and kind of see how the GSXs are set up under there. This is what we're gonna need. If you guys can see that guy right there and this guy right here. Let's look under here. So this is basically the setup we want to have in my car. That's the manual LSD right there. Sway bar subframe. And you can see the gas tank cover right here. It looks like you were leaking gas before right there. But we're gonna start taking it apart real quick and then see what it looks like under there. So gas tank cover is off. This is what you guys saw me painting earlier. Now let's see what it looks like under there. It's a lot more empty. So you can see that the all-wheel drive gas tank is actually strapped down with these straps right here. On the front wheel drive setup, it's bolted down by 6 bolts. So now we're gonna go ahead and take care of removing the all-wheel drive tank, and then let's see what the car looks like after.
Drag it out.
Okay, let me pull it out. Found gold. Alright, so this is what I came for. Fuel sending unit and fuel pump sending unit. But Memo's actually gonna go ahead and let me take the tank as a whole so I don't struggle transferring everything over, and I have the wiring. Huge thanks to Mr. GSX again. If you guys don't follow the channel, he's building this car for SEMA this year, so it's gonna get completely redone. If you guys want another DSM channel on your feed, I'll see you guys in Rialto in a little bit. Alright guys, so there's a bit of change of plans. My friend that was going to give me the subframe bolts for the GSX subframe is no longer giving them to me. So I'm just going to end up going to Home Depot or Lowe's and then finding the correct size bolts for the subframe. And then we're actually going to go ahead and go to a Honda dealership where my friend Tony works. I know some of you guys know him. He's been in my previous video with the Black Talon. He's actually going to press these old polyurethane bushings from the GS subframe over to the GSX ones. So there's 3 on each side, and I ended up buying these Volk 2G DSM solid differential bushings, and these go right here, and right here. This will make sure that the car, the whole suspension in the rear is, you know, everything's stiff and it runs right, so it doesn't ride like crap. So I'm gonna throw these in the car real quick and then we'll head out to the dealers. Alright, made it to the dealership. Here's Tony's Eagle Talon. If you guys remember him from the last video, he's actually the one that's going to be helping me with the swapping of all this all these poly bushing. Let's get to it. Yeah. Boom. There you go. Sick. Alright, so we got 1 out of like the 9. I'm gonna try taking those out and then these out. Moving. Alright, so we weren't able to remove these guys because they are one-sided, so I might just have to stick with the original OEM bushings for the GSX spindle. As you guys can see, they're not the same between the GS and the GSX. And then we're only able to do this one here, and we weren't able to take these out. So. Alright guys, as you guys saw, today was a huge fail. I wasn't able to get the subframe bolts. We weren't able to put the differential solid bushings in because the press was actually bending the subframe inwards, so I think I'm gonna have to manually do it. So I'll probably do that next video. And then also the red poly bushings from the GS subframe, we weren't able to remove them because they were a one piece, so I might just have to get some new ones and then press those in, but I'll do that later. I might just use the OEM ones for now. They're in pretty decent condition, so I'm not too concerned. I really wanted to get this video out. It was, you know, I want to get all the technical stuff, even the fails. You know, it's okay when you're when you have a project car, you're gonna have hiccups along the line. You're gonna have, you know, stuff like this happen, and not everything's gonna go in your favor. So You just have to find a way to work around it and then make it work. So next video should be a little better. We're actually going to cut into the chassis to make space for the bolts for the all-wheel drive gas tank and subframe. So it should be a lot better overall. So stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in next week's video.